Okay, MMTs, it's after hours. You can see that right here. I'm going to show you right here, right now. That's Netflix up 48 handles. We got all the way up there to 390 shares, and we're starting to drop back down. Stock is up $51 right here. We will talk more about the quarterly report, but we got shorts up there above that marketplace. And let us not forget, this is a super gap. Now, the last quarter that they did it, what ended up happening was the CEO came out and talked about how people were bidding up the stock. So basically, this sucker is going to be all over the map right here, right now. That means that them short sellers got pumped and they got dumped. And in our system, mathematically, we got that order up there. And let me tell Ken Flagg, that thing went up to four. Right now, it hit 4 3/4 deltas. That's what it did. 4 3/4. So, we're going to take a look. Hey, Johnny, you cash that fucking thing in. And not only that, you get short up there and go at 389. He can't see to get it above there. That's where you do it. Tommy, you do the same. Right now, I see it. It's going to come back up there. It's all over the place. Get those limit orders out there. We're going to take this sucker up to 389, but it's going to be right below that 390 where that high was. And you can see what it looks like here and right now. We're going to go over those earnings reports. This is what we call a super gap. And once again, last quarter, folks, they did the same thing. And that's why we were not bearish on it. But the thing about it is, as we let this gap settle out in the price, we're going to get an accurate range. And so if it's going to be 375, let's say to 390, that would continue right here and after hours to be that range bound. So one of the things that we want people to see right here is that we have the limit orders down there below the market. The stock was up going into the close. You could see this 3-minute bar. That's about as big as King Kong. I can say so. So one of the things that we will do, as you can see where this top part is, we're going to blow that up. There it is right now in a 3-minute after hours chart. And we're going to draw this trend line up here because he got, like I said, he got right to that peak of $390 right here. So we've got 9 minutes involved, and you can see that live. You can see that big spike. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to get short on this top end. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Because when that super gap settles out, we're getting short. We got a couple guys who got hit there at 387. However, there's still risk per se because it's 383 right now. You can see it right here. Okay? So, once again, we'll go over the actual earning report. And also, tomorrow's trade will be with this super gap. We will be buying the put options. Now, depending on where we settle out tonight, tomorrow, the 390 puts that was $60 in the money are going to go down to nothing. And we're going to get a super big trade off of that. And once again, folks, you know what? Everybody's always got something to say, but they can't show it. This is live, and it's here, and it's now. So the next part of this trade, believe it or not, is going to be tomorrow morning on the opening bell. Why? Because we're going to be super overbought. That means that the calls are going to get super overbought, and the puts, well, when you take a look at that mathematical put-to-call ratio in the morning, that's why that side of the trade pays, because that is the super gap. This is the Netflix, as we can see it right here. Once again, this is an after-hours chart, but all it's doing in these wicks is that there was some late prints that came in, and we can clearly see that was at around 338 or so. It was this big breakout here, and then we've gone up to the highs. And what's going to end up happening is, let us not forget, MMTs, that I will be happy to show everybody right now on Netflix. And what's going to end up happening, guys, is that Netflix is these 395 puts. These were super duper in the money. That means one thing. All that premium tomorrow is going to go away. Why? Because Netflix right now is up around the 390 area. So our trade tomorrow is that Netflix is going to pull off of that overbought swing high, and who knows how many minutes it's going to be. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, but it's going to get overbought, and we're going to sell short the high. And then when it comes back and gets support, then we're going to go higher with it. So we're going to be looking at these options tomorrow because that's going to be super deflated, and there's a quick trade to make quick money. We won't buy it long and chase the highs because we will show you right now that Netflix is at $63 up. It's at $392 right now. We have a short out there at $400, and it's been out there. That means that FFIV, which I will do next, has got a super gap too. Okay? And they had the stock halted there for a second, and out of nowhere, both FFIV and eBay, none of these two names, such as F5 Networks, it spent the last year in 2013. It peaked at its highs in 2011, 2012. It is the first quarter in a long time that FFIV has had a move like this. You would have to go back to 2011 to see these kind of moves on FFIV. So we're going to be very bullish about buying some of these dips, but we're going to finish it right now with the super gap in after hours. And here is the following. We're going to buy the options. I'm going to move that out of the way. And here is the after hours print up here. And we hit a high of 392 over here. Well, actually, it was 395 is where we are going to settle out here on Netflix for now.